In today's shocking courtroom moment, watch as a simple traffic stop turns into a DWI case that falls apart when the defense reveals the truth behind the alcohol smell. Stay tuned for more outrageous courtroom drama only on CourtCam HQ.
All right, let's roll, nerds. Good morning, Mr. Ramirez. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 17th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, an officer observed a pickup truck change lanes without using a turn signal. The officer observed the vehicle change lanes twice prior to initiating the traffic stop. The officer approached and observed the defendant to be the driver and sole occupant of the vehicle. The officer noted a strong odor of alcoholic beverage emitting from the defendant. The defendant was ID'd by his Texas driver's license. The defendant stated that he did not know how to provide proof of financial responsibility. As the defendant responded to the officer's questions, the officer noted an odor of alcoholic beverage emitting from the defendant's breath. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. A 6 out of 6 was reported on the HGN, and the defendant stated that he could not perform the walk and turn or the one-legged stand. The DIC was read, and the defendant refused to provide breath or blood voluntarily. A blood warrant was obtained and the defendant's blood was drawn.
Yeah, may I respond?
Please.
Okay, first of all, Judge, the reason, it's not on there for some reason, but the reason he told the officer he can't do it because he had surgery to his back and to his knee, so he can't do it. Secondly, there's no mention of any slurred speech, no bloodshot eyes, no swaying.
I mean, I was actually thinking about that as well. All you have is an odor of alcohol.
And
Anything, there's no accident. It's just a turn. All we have is an odor of alcohol. Is there anything else? Odor alone is insufficient.
No, Judge, he was coming from a tattoo shop and the police officer asked him, is he alcohol because of the tattoo?
Is he what?
He just had a tattoo put on. That's just coming, so that's the odor of alcohol.
Like, come on, man.
I'm just saying. I mean, that the officer actually asked him that question.
What are they, the little alcohol that you put on your skin, you tell me that?
I don't know how it works, Judge, but I've never had a tattoo.
Killing me. You're killing me, Smalls.
Your Honor, the law enforcement officer does state in the DIMS that there is a distinct odor of alcoholic beverage emanating from the defendant's breath as he spoke.
Okay, yeah.
That's
That it?
all we have before we initiated the standardized sobriety test.
Okay, that's not enough. All right, I'm gonna find no probable cause in your case, Mr. Ramirez. You know,
So
we have enough death on our streets now, you know? $40. One button will get you a car wherever you want to go in this life. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Use it. All right, please.
Thank you.
Thanks, Frank.
1 million, zillion, jillion, dillion, cotillion times later.
You are Arthur Mukes. Mr. Mukes, you're charged with resisting arrest, facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir. Please.
Thank you, Your Honor. A law enforcement officer was dispatched to a disturbance call on April 19th, 2025 in Harris County, Texas. The officer observed the defendant to be outside of the residence with what appeared to be an injured hand. The defendant stated he injured his hand while punching a wall when he was in an argument with his wife. The defendant stated that he had been drinking Crown and requested medical attention to the scene. The officer attempted to make contact with the female at the residence who refused to open the door. She only stated that the defendant should not be there at the residence and that she was in fear of the defendant. The defendant advised that he would leave the location and return at a later time. Later on that day, the defendant contacted Precinct 7 dispatch and stated that he was going to kick the door down at the aforementioned residence. The officers returned to the location and made contact with the defendant, who stated that he was going to kick the door down as soon as the officers left the location. Due to the defendant's apparent intoxication and the danger he posed to himself and others, the officers attempted to place the defendant in custody for public intoxication. The defendant became actively resistant and pulled away from officers while being escorted to the vehicle. The defendant told the officer, quote, "I'm coming for you," multiple times as he refused transport. The assistance of 4 officers was required to place the defendant in a patrol vehicle. The officer notes that the defendant actively resisted for 7 minutes and 13 seconds.
Mr. Mukes, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward. Now's not the time. I know you're itching to say something, but look, I've got a bunch of prosecutors here. I don't want you to say something that hurts your case. Stop. Resist all attempts. If you want, I can give you a lawyer today and you can give your side to the lawyer. Okay? But right now, don't. You're only hurting yourself more when you think you're helping. Don't. I'm trying to help you here, Mr. Mukes. The only condition I'm placing on you now, you're not allowed to consume alcohol. Do you understand? If I find that you're using alcohol or illegal drugs, I will put you in jail. Just don't use. Okay? Do we know if she wants to have contact with him?
Judge, the offense date was on the 19th. We have not been able to reach out with the complaining witness yet.
So let's do this. I'm going to have them reach out. I want to know if she wants to have contact with you. If she's okay with it, then I'm going to allow it. Okay? Just don't. So we're going to try to do work on our side or their side to see if they can reach out to her and see if she's okay with contact with you. So let me see.
Morales Vega?
Okay. So, hey, do you mind reaching out to the MAC for Mr. Mukes? I'm going to get you a lawyer here for you soon. I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria. We're going to have you take a seat in the jury box. Just look. Just don't. All I'm asking you to do, man. Okay?
I was the victim here, and hell,
I know there are two sides. Mr. Mukes,
I'm the one who called them for help, and they locked me up and violated my rights.
hey, Mr. Mukes, there will be video. We will take a look and we'll see because the evidence is going to point to whose side's correct. I don't know. I wasn't there. Stop. Don't. Please.
Many, many minutes later.
Blessing.
Yes, Your Honor.
The costume on this
Yes, Your Honor.
is 256-0811. You are Miss Morales Vega.
Yes,
Ma'am, you're charged with prostitution. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 19th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, an officer was working in an undercover capacity in plain clothes when he entered a sexually oriented club and sat down at a table. The officer engaged in conversation with the defendant. The defendant agreed to participate in oral sex with the officer for a fee of $400. The officer notes that the conversation was recorded. The arrest/enforcement team detained the defendant and took her into custody without incident.
And I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward. And order you now as a condition of your bond. Probation is lifetime behavior. If I find that you do, I will revoke your bond and put you in custody, man. I don't know what your immigration status is, but if you're not in this country with permission and you go to jail and immigration finds you, they will put an immigration detainer on you and you will be stuck in custody until this case is over with and then you get shipped off to immigration. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Can I provide you a lawyer today? Would you like a lawyer?
¿Usted quiere un abogado?
Yo tengo un abogado.
I have an attorney. Yes. Yes.
Are they supposed to be here today?
Not today. Lo ocupo. Ocupas phone.
Sí, pero me dijo como que no tenía que presentar ese dinero.
She said she hired one, but he's told her that he did not need to be here today.
Person hasn't filed any documents. I don't
No, archiva
know.
de documentos.
I mean, I can, if you would like, I can give you more
Si quieres.
time. I'm happy to give you a court-appointed lawyer today if you want one. You tell me what you'd like to do. I can, reset you and give you more time. Normally lawyers file documents.
Can you give me another tape?
Okay.
Cutting.
Like I said, if you want a free lawyer, I'm happy to give you one today. So if you have problems when you're out there, you can come back and we're happy to give you one.
Ahora regresar, yo tengo uno que
I have one.
Okay, that's fine. I just, hopefully they'll come here for the next setting. I don't know. For now, I'm gonna have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, I'm gonna have you take your seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We're gonna have you sign them, and after that, you'll be free to go. Do you mind filing your conditions, please?
Absolutely.
No engaging in this.
2,000 years later.
Who is Ricky Brown? You are Graves? You are Graves. And you are Thomas? Switch places for me, so I don't. Okay. Gentlemen, all of you are charged with racing on the highway. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Please.
The nature of this case is a racing on a highway case, so I just want to let you know that these dim summaries will be separate for each defendant because they were stopped at different locations, if that makes sense. Okay. On April 17th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, an officer was on routine patrol when he observed a Silverado pickup truck and a Cadillac motor vehicle accelerate at a high rate of speed side by side in an attempt to outdistance one another. The officer observed a third vehicle, a Dodge Charger, increasing speed while following the other two motor vehicles. The officer accelerated approximately to 108 miles per hour in an attempt to catch up with the three vehicles. The officer noted the posted speed limit on the roadway was 65 miles per hour. The officer notes that he was traveling at 101 miles per hour, maintaining view of the vehicles and recording the incident with his dash camera. The Cadillac and the Silverado truck exited the freeway, and the officer got right behind the pickup truck and paced it, traveling 85 miles per hour. A traffic stop was conducted on the Silverado, and the defendant admitted to the officer he was racing with the other individuals. While speaking with the defendant...
This is, we're talking about Brown, right?
Yes, Your Honor. Okay. And while speaking with the defendant, the other two vehicles arrived on scene and admitted to the officer that they were racing along with the defendant. I guess that covers that.
Who came and admitted?
It says the other two defendants.
The other two came in.
Yes, Your Honor, that's what it states. I'd be happy to read the other.
I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your cases, gentlemen. Let me tell you now that the state of Texas and the wisdom of our legislature has made it extremely easy for district attorneys across the state of Texas to seize and take cars from those who are arrested for racing. I have had cases in here where they have seized and taken a car from someone who was caught multiple times participating in this type of behavior. Don't do it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I find that you do, the first thing I will do is I will put you in jail, and then I'm going to take your ability to drive away from you while this case is open. Living in a city as big as Houston without the ability to drive blows. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Each of you, none of you participate racing, street takeovers, donuts, reckless driving, driving maniacally, or putting others' lives in danger. Do you understand? If I find that you're driving at 100 or something like that, it's just not going to go well for you guys. So do you mind filing conditions on each of, no racing, reckless driving, takeovers, anything of this nature, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then also, let's go through each one to see if they have valid licenses.
Yes, Your Honor. For defendant Thomas, we do have an eligible license.
Okay. Also, each of you you're not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. You must have car insurance. If you don't have either, you are not allowed to drive.
For Defendant Brown, we do have an eligible license as well.
Okay.
And then for Defendant Graves, the license is eligible.
All right. Gentlemen, do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, Mr. Brown? Okay. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? Okay, we're going to give you time to go hire a lawyer. We're going to give you 30 days. When you come back, please have a lawyer. I'm going to have you each go to Victoria, sign a reset. Then we will have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then you'll be free to go. We have enough death on our streets. Don't contribute to it. You understand?
Sure.
All right, come on, guys.
The justice system is a complex machine where lives hang in the balance every single day. If you're fascinated by the human drama that unfolds in America's courtrooms, make sure you're part of our CourtCam HQ community. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a verdict. Leave a comment below with your thoughts on today's cases, and share this video with someone who appreciates real justice in action. This is CourtCam HQ, where every case tells a story and every verdict changes a life. We'll see you in the next session.